back with more Christopher Nolan movie, and today we're going to be discussing, of course, the Dark Knight trilogy, which I consider, in my personal opinion, one of the greatest trilogies of all time, in my personal opinion. I love the Dark Knight trilogy. I grew up with these movies, and I still remember seeing these movies when I was younger and just being truly engrossed and just loving the character of Batman. So I'm just glad we're here discussing the trilogy itself. So let's get right into it. The movie that we're talking about is Batman Begins. Batman Begins is an action thriller about the man Bruce Wayne, in which he witnesses the murder of his parents, in which he now trains himself to become a fighter, and he now goes back to the city Gotham to stop this little organization from destroying the city. The film's runtime is 140 minutes. The rating is PG-13 in color. The film is written and directed by Christopher Nolan, known for the movies Following, Memento, and Insomnia. So yes, Batman Begins. This is the first entry to the trilogy, and this was the movie that truly brought back Batman. Because let's go back to memory lane. Before Batman Begins, there was a little movie called Batman and Robin. So we already know that history and how that went. And so pretty much Batman was bastardized. The character was bastardized, and nobody cared for Batman anymore. But the great Nolan showed up and pretty much brought back Batman and really showed this character in his purest and probably the greatest form and still to this day in cinema. And that's what Batman Begins was. This is what some consider one of the greatest superhero origin movie, and I believe that. I truly believe this is one of the greatest superhero origin film, and it's the one that really paved the way for how people went and tried to do superhero origin movies. And yeah, this film, this film, another amazing picture. This is truly another amazing movie by Nolan, and it's quite possibly, again, what I just said, the greatest origin story for a superhero film, and I still believe in that. And the performances in the film are amazing. You got, of course, Christian Bale playing the character of Batman, who I just said, when he was younger, witnessed the killings of his parents, and he's a little antisocial, even tries to kill the man who's responsible, but he stops himself and trains himself to become this machine and goes back to Gotham to save the city and be the hero that not the hero that it deserves, but the hero that it needs. And yeah, Christian Bale is fantastic as Batman. I think some people, I know a family member that's not the biggest fan of Christian Bale's Batman, but I love him. I think he's truly Bruce Wayne and Batman, and I feel like this is the best iteration of the character put to screen. And I think Christian Bale really conveyed the character and did that character fantastic. And this was like when he did American Psycho, so everybody was like writing on him, and everybody was like, all right, let's see what he does as Batman. I think he was truly amazing as this character, and a truly likable character, and a fantastic performance by him as well. You also got the antagonists. You got Mr. Liam Neeson playing the character of Ra's al Ghul, the leader of the League of Shadows, this little organization that is pretty much does what has to be done. They're like the anti-heroes, but they do things that are not good, and Batman are trying to stop them. And I thought Liam Neeson is amazing as Ra's al Ghul. He's the mentor of Bruce, and he trains him to become the person that he is. But they have two ideologies that they come together, and Batman needs to stop them. And I thought Liam Neeson's fantastic as Ra's al Ghul. He really did nail the character beautifully. He was very well spoken, but with different opinions that are not good, that Batman needs to stop. And I thought Ra's was great. You also got the young Cillian Murphy, pretty much giving his first film with Nolan, and he's Crane, Scarecrow, the doctor who pretty much takes people that are criminals to the asylum and tries to mess with them and do little experiments, and he's a little psycho. And I thought Cillian Murphy's fantastic. I think he's great in the movie. Terrifying as a character of Scarecrow, with a little psychotic in him. And I really thought Cillian Murphy's great as Scarecrow. You also got supporting actors. You got Michael Caine as Alfred, the infamous butler of Bruce. And yeah, Michael Caine, I think, I think is one of the best iterations of Alfred, in my opinion. He's up there with the guy from Batman, the original, and I just really love Michael Caine as Alfred. I think to me, my favorite Alfred in the movies, and I loved him. I thought Michael Caine was great, who helps Bruce and gives him that inspiration that's fantastic, that he's like, why do we fall, Bruce? So we learn to pick ourselves up. That is truly one of my favorite quotes in this film, and just probably one of the best quotes in movies. I really loved it, and I thought Michael Caine's great. You also got Rachel Dawes, played by the Katie Holmes, which she's the love interest for Bruce. They grew up with each other when they were little. And yeah, Katie Holmes was good in the movie. Of course, when you see The Dark Knight, it's like, you know, not no disrespect, but Maggie Gyllenhaal was, I think, the best fit for the role. But I think Katie Holmes, for this specific film, for this role, I thought she worked pretty well in the movie. And you also got Commissioner Gordon, not commissioner, he's the police officer who actually was there when Bruce's parents were killed. He comforted him, and now he's ranked up in this world of scum. There's a bunch of rats, and yeah, Gary Oldman's fantastic. He's truly one of the best actors working today, and he's really good as commissioner, as the police officer, and he's fantastic. You also got the other antagonist, Carmine Falcone, who's pretty much his mob boss, who pretty much runs the town, he runs the city, and Batman disagrees and tries to stop him. And yeah, Carmine Falcone is really good in this movie. I thought the guy who played him did a fantastic job, and he's great in the movie. And all around, all the performances are great. You also got Morgan Freeman, I can't forget the man himself, playing Lucius Fox, who's the guy who does most of the technology. He's the one that Batman goes to get all the techs and the gadgets and another thing that's amazing. And yeah, Morgan Freeman's fantastic, such an amazing actor, and you very much appreciate his presence. And yeah, I thought it was cool seeing Morgan. And yeah, all the performances are great. And there's also little characters that I just like noticed for the first time. He's a little shithead from Game of Thrones. But yeah, performances are great. Direction by Christopher Nolan. This is an amazing, well-made movie that is just an origin story that tells the story of Batman in its best way. And truly the best way. I think this is truly the best iteration of like showing the character of Batman in film, and I still think it. I think Batman Begins is truly fantastic. The writing for the character is really good, the story is really interesting, and you're really just gripped from beginning to end. The chemistry between the cast is amazing, everybody works super well together. The cinematography too, this is such a beautiful looking movie at times, especially when they're in the ice and when Bruce is trying to get the blue leaf and trying to get it to Roz. It's just beautiful scenery and beautiful shots, and I loved it. The cinematography and the music score by the co-music scored by James Newton Howard and Hans Zimmer. The score for the movie is amazing. I still think this is one of the greatest like Batman theme songs. Of course, freaking Danny Elfman is truly up there as well. But I love the score for this movie. It's amazing, and it's just really iconic. And when you hear the dun dun, you just get pumped. And I loved it. I love this movie, and yeah, I think, and the action scenes are really good too. This is a well choreographed film. The action scenes are actually pretty well shot and very gripping and very tense, and I loved it. The final battle was very fun and exciting, and I truly think Batman Begins is one of the greatest superhero introduction movies ever, and I still do think that. I love this movie from beginning to end. I'm very much happy I got to see it again. I've seen these movies so many times, so it's just like watching when you see a movie that you consider one of the greatest films ever, or up there as one of your favorite movies. It's just like you shut that critic brain and you just enjoy it, and that's what I did with this movie and just the trilogy itself. And yeah, I loved it. I do think this is one of the greatest action superhero introduction for a character ever, and for that it's definitely a legendary 6-star. It gets that big stamp, the legendary rating. I love this movie. I've seen it so many times, and yeah, and you get a little hint of the clown prince of crime, which is funny. This is amazing. So I'm very excited, and I cannot wait to see The Dark Knight, which I think, to me, the greatest film ever. I think it's up there as one of the greatest movies of all time. And I'm just so excited to discuss The Dark Knight. So yeah, very happy. I'm very happy anyway. So guys, see you guys.